Hello, welcome back to our Rule the Waves 3 playthrough of Italy starting in 1890, Mare Nostrum. In the last episode, we had a war were declared, and we also got the technology for purpose-built aircraft carriers, which we're probably going to start in we're going to start the design in about 2 months here, once we're closer to these rebuilds being finished. And it's sort of a wartime build. It won't possibly be done. And we also got some technologies that we're going to refit the Regina Alinas as they're finishing up with better directors. And we won't better refit the Andrea Dorias that we have in service during those wars. So currently, the submarine war is happening. It's been mostly submarine battles. We had a couple of small little encounters. There was a large German fleet in the Indian Ocean. There they are. I wonder if they are on the way here. 275. I don't think that's quite enough to blockade us, but we're going to find out. And I don't think they can sustain that fleet at sea because they have base capacity of 5 in the Indian Ocean. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, let's take a turn. There we go. Actual light forces here. And estimated enemy forces is a heavy cruiser, 6 light cruisers, and a light carrier potentially. So we could see the first carriers. Nope. Bunch of destroyers and a couple of light cruisers. We will attack enemy ships. So it is nighttime, and the sea state is limiting air operations, or the weather's sea state's limiting speed, and weather's limiting air ops. So we'll just cruise around here in the dark for a little while and see what we can come up with. It's like 4:30 in the morning. Is this the enemy, or is this one of our little transport ships? It's moving away. We're going to try to catch up to him a little bit there. I guess we'll. Oh, that's right. These cruisers have a lot of torpedo launchers on them now. These are the new Umbria class. So we are getting some new ships. Well, they're shooting at us. Well, in that case, fire torpedoes. They dodged. Of course they did. Well, in that case, let's send our ships up that way. Daylight might pop up here at any moment and have us right on top of a. So it's nighttime with light rain. We're going into a morning with light rain here. We're just hunting around, see if we can find anything. There we go. Morning is here now. Nothing. There it is. And there's smoke over here. So we're going to try to intercept. Hopefully these cruisers, they have torpedoes, but 4 6-inch guns, not fantastic. We're not exactly fright, you know, ripping the world apart with these things, but they are shooting at us. Heavy cruisers. That's a Hamburg. That's a light cruiser. We already sank one of those. We know that's the Hamburg is one of their newer light cruiser classes. Well, we're getting hit pretty good here. We're avoiding torpedoes, huh? We're also getting smacked pretty good by their gunnery. What the heck? Well, we know that I think the Hamburg has like a decent gun battery on it. So it's another Halo class with another Hamburg, is it? That's what we fought last time. Am I dreaming? Armor pushed in. Yeah, we're definitely getting something pushed in here. It's also armor. All right. Well, the enemy's sort of heading towards this little island over here. We might be able to trap them between. Can we fire a torpedo? At least make me feel a little bit better. Let's do it again. Well, it didn't have any effect, but it did make me feel slightly hopeful there for a minute. It's like buying a lotto ticket. You just you just have a few seconds of dreams there. That's why like I occasionally, like about once a week or so, I will buy a Powerball ticket. I know I'll never win, but it gives me an excuse to stand in the shower for an extra couple minutes or two with my head under the water and just dream about what it'd be like to have money. Because if you don't, at least buy a ticket, it's like a $3 tax on having hope, having dreams. If you don't buy the ticket, then you don't have any, you don't have an excuse to dream, other than you somehow meet Elon Musk in real life and he takes a liking to you and just gives you a handful of money. Torpedoes, I don't think deck torpedoes reload on their own like the underwater ones do, unless you have the extra torpedo storage. But we are taking some hits. We just took a critical hit to our uh, fire control and everything. Well, we got them pinned up against the wall there, but it's not going to do us any good because we don't have any torpedoes left in these light cruisers, and the destroyers can't quite catch up. And also, rubbing up against land in this game, it has weird effects on the torpedo aiming, because like the speed constantly bumps up and down. So the torpedoes don't know what they're doing. Basically, they don't know how much lead. So like, we'll fire one set here, and these will probably miss by a mile. Well, they didn't miss by that much actually. So let's do it again. Oh, there we go. Look at that. What do you know? I'd like to get these destroyers out ahead. These ones here can just go home. Our destroyers are taking a little bit of hit here. A little bit of damage. But we will trade a destroyer for a light cruiser if possible. I think they've lost a lot of I think they've been taking hits to the deck-mounted torpedoes. So we're just actually going to turn them around and head home. See if we can't finish the job with these cruisers. All right, can we do anything here? No torpedoes there, and this guy here, I think, just took a rudder hit or something weird. There we go. No, we're not detaching. We're sending these destroyers home. Let's put them on cruise and just send them right across the way there. I would send them north. Actually, I don't think I ever increased their speed. I might have decreased the whole speed of the thing there. Um, I would send them north, but I'm afraid that this cruiser's going to go up there along the coast and catch my poor little destroyers. Catch them napping. Catch them lacking. All right, let's go down to 20 knots. A little bit better gunnery. This Gila seems like it's slowing down quite a lot here. I don't know if we caught it with a torpedo early on. All right, we don't have torpedo reloads. But we're scoring hits with those 6-inch guns. And we are flooding a little bit here. So let's slow down to 14 knots. I think we're making ourselves just as much of a target as we were trying to make them by slowing down. Okay, cool. We took some pretty good damage, but again, we took out a Gila and a Hamburg. All right. So the Leonardo da Vinci is in the yard with engine problems. It's one of our raiders, I believe. Yes, one of the raiders. That's okay. All right, we're being dominated around Morocco, but we haven't been blockaded at home yet. That's a good sign. Germany is going to keep pumping out these corvettes to try to fight our submarines. All right, we have some ships that are under maintenance right now. It's increasing our monthly balance, or the monthly cost, decreasing the monthly balance. Take a look here. What do they have in the Mediterranean? They have 4 light cruisers. They've got their battleships out on patrol in the Indian Ocean and West Africa where they have outposts. I would have thought we'd have, yeah, we do have a heavy cruiser out there, but it's not fit for fighting battleships on its own, like this situation right here. We have 1 submarine and 20 aircraft versus battleship and 2 battle cruisers. Oh, and a corvette. What do you know? This ought to go well. Well, as soon as we spot anything, we're running to home, and we'll. There we go. Hopefully, launch some aircraft. I don't know. Maybe I go back up north a little bit and just. Oh, it's nighttime. Okay. All right, we're just going straight home then. We won't be able to do any airstrikes from the base. They won't launch anything at night. Okay. This versus a light cruiser. Wasn't as bad as it could have been, but still, for a Corvette, he's not going to do much anyhow. All right. Well, they're sinking our merchants at West Africa. It's not very nice. Okay. We have more ships in South Africa than our bases can support. I don't know why. That is a foreign station down there for some reason. I don't know why he left his post, but whatever. All right. Ships under construction. Okay. let's design our first purpose-built aircraft carrier. It's not going to be anything super impressive, I don't think. Let's check the tonnage. Yeah, it's 20. There's a weight limit on these things early on. So 20,800 displacement is the limit there. This thing has short range. Let's put it on medium at least. Has a bunch of 8-inch main guns, so we're getting rid of those. There's a bunch of 4-inch secondary dual purpose, which is actually pretty cool. We're going to strip off some of these light AAs for now. We want to add port wing, port port starboard, port starboard, single turrets. We're going to give them some 5-inch guns just to say hello to destroyers if we have to. So we're only putting 60 rounds on there. 160. Let's do 120 rounds on there actually, with one fire control position. And then we have 64 aircraft. That is a lot. All right, let's cut that down quite a bit. We're gonna go down to 50. 50 is pretty good. 50 is a good number, and that'll also let us cut back on our total displacement here. The deck, I think we're gonna do a 1-inch deck. Actually, I don't know. Maybe a 2-inch deck can actually save these early type ships against like the early bombs. We'll do 2-inch deck. That's fine. It's okay. Ammo allowance for main guns is on the low side, but that's okay. The main guns will not fire unless there's like destroyers nearby. And we have 50 aircraft. Yes, we do. We don't. We don't have catapults, do we? Maybe we do. Oh, we don't have flight deck. Okay, fair enough. That means we can lower our displacement now. So what we're doing is we're going from 20,000 tons, which costs 54,000 total, down to 18,000 with about 50. We save about 3,000 in total on the build. We also decrease the monthly time from 26 to 25 months. And is there anything else I want to do here? Not really. Maybe some medium AAs on here. We still have a little bit extra displacement, so maybe we'll just lower. Uh, nah, we'll just leave it at 18,000. Nah, what the heck? We can add some light AA on here and a couple of mediums. Still leaves us with some extra weight, so we will throw a couple more rounds into the guns just in case, although we shouldn't need them. We will do secondary ammo. That leaves us with 114 extra tons for future upgrades. 51,000 for the build over 25 months, which is about 2,000 per month. The Nibbo, I don't know if I like that. The Falcon, Aquila. We'll call it the Falcon, the Falcon class. Does it have to be 29 knots? We can save a lot of displacement by going down to 28. And it should still outrun a lot of stuff. Takes down, it saves us 2,000 per month as well. And then we can lower the displacement even further. That saves us 3,000 in total on the build. I like it. I do like it a little bit better. You don't have to go crazy with this speed. because it's just going to outrun your battleships for the most part. Like the Andrea Dories we're building, and the Elena, what the heck are they? Something Regina Elena, I think. They're 27 knots as well, so we don't want them to actually outrun our battleships too much. So having them be 1 knot faster is okay. They can maneuver around a little bit. All right, this will do. This will do. Oh, we exceeded the top side, so let's get rid of a couple of those. We don't want the top side to be too close that to avoid capsizing more easily. All right. It's going to take 4 months to work on the blueprints or whatever. Let's go pick a fight while we wait. Enemy coastal raid. We only have a submarine there. Well, they gained some victory points. Congratulations. Russian naval patrol. We don't really care about that. We got torpedoed. Germany's building lots of corvettes. Now the question is, Germany is messing. So 25. Okay, we're going to send something into the Indian Ocean. We have 160 base capacity. So we're going to send in the 2 battle cruisers. So we're going to move them over to the Indian Ocean, which I guess is just Indian Ocean. It's not East Africa or anything weird like that. And we need to send in a couple of light cruisers to help them out. And we're even going to send in the carrier, leaving the 2 light carriers at home. So that is the 7th Carrier Division. So we need to send in the 7th Destroyer Division to support. There we go. And that should help us secure that region. We could even do a naval invasion. Actually, I don't think we can reach. Nope, never mind. I was going to say we could do a naval invasion down there, but can't get to them. 5 submarines have finished up. All right, we get some extra money for a war loan. Only the Navy can win this war. We're saving our money. All right, trading torpedoes, killing each other's patrol ships. Now these 2 battle cruisers those were both the raiders, I think. Actually, no, I think that was one of the ones we sent to sent to the Indian Ocean. All right, so it's not great. It's going to be stuck in repairs for a bit. That's fine. And then it leaves us with a decent, little bit better monthly balance now. So by the time we're ready to start building the Falcon, we'll have an idea. We can build at least one. Actually, we should be able to build 2, no problem. All right, and we're finishing up the rebuilds for our battleships. Reloads for deck-mounted torpedo tubes. We'll make use of that technology soon enough. Directors for AA, we're going to change our build on the Falcon to incorporate that. All right, we sank an enemy light cruiser, and we lost a submarine in return, and another one. We're sinking enemy ships, they're sinking some of ours. It's a fair exchange. All right, everybody just got mad at us. Austria just got mad at us again. We're going to go back to prize rolls for now because we can't afford. Although Spain and Japan could pick a fight with Austria at any time. That'd be kind of nice. Keep them distracted, keep them away from us. And then let's see here. It's this Veneto. We're just going to keep that in the Mediterranean, just giving us more power projection or whatever it's called, blockade power. Battleship engagements. We have one battle cruiser and three light cruisers and a carrier. And it looks like we're throwing everything into it. Luckily, we'll be close to home. We can retreat if necessary. Sea state limits speed. It is overcast. We should be okay. What do we got out here? This is the battle cruiser with the light cruiser. And then we have the carrier down here with its escorts. Oops. All right, let's start scouting. We don't need to go out that far. We'll do 100 miles. No, we'll do 160 miles. 190. We don't really need it. We don't need a cap, so we'll just do light because they have an AV carrier with them, and go. So we're gonna go a couple minutes in, and then we will auto select a strike, and we will ready it up. That's just the one carrier. That's all we got. So the carrier division and the light cruiser division have been spotted by enemy aircraft. Interesting. So I wonder if there are more to the east. So we're going to change our bearing here a little bit. It's funny how they get to, like, it's like their planes are already in the air when the battle starts somehow. But we're going to put this on AI control, and this will go in AI control, and they'll just follow the carrier around. We're going to go a little bit northish. We're pretty protected by these islands for now. We're just trying to get an idea of where they're at so we can figure out where they're at and what they have so we can figure out how we want to fight, if we want to fight. Okay, let's turn north again. Oh, there's something. So one battleship, one battle cruiser, one transport. That transport might be a cruiser or an AV. So let's pull our battle cruiser a little bit more tight here to the west and bring the light cruisers over. We're also going to bring in the destroyer group. We're going to detach them from the carrier and send them over to support. Meanwhile, we are ready for a strike. It's a small one, but we're going to select ready. We're going to target the main force there. We're going to priority target battleships and launch the strike. And we will not coordinate it. We don't have the tech, like it'll take too long. We don't have the techs for coordination just yet. But if we can spot these with our own ships, that would be pretty nice. There they are. All right. So at least we have a pretty good idea of where they are. Looks like battleships with a battle cruiser with a destroyer escort or a light cruiser. How good is that thing? 10, 11-inch guns, 1910. It's 25 knots. Ours is 12 to 8 12-inch guns, and we're faster, but Sea State will even everything out. Let's turn our carrier south because he's going to have to turn north when he launches anyhow. All right, scored a 6-inch hit, allegedly. All right, we took a hull hit there. We're okay. We have 11-inch armor. The range is about 11,000 yards right now. I don't know if it's in our like immunity zone or not against whatever guns those guys are packing. 12-inch guns, I think. 11-inch guns. We might be in their immunity zone. Oh, there we go. Double hit with the 12-inch guns. There's the first torpedo bomber strike. And then destroyer. We are getting into range of those battleships or whatever those are up there. All right, we just took an engine room hit there. Is that another torpedo bomber? No, it's Cap coming into land, or patrolling at least. The Napoli straddled, so let's turn a little bit, change our bearing, and fire off at least a salvo, one broadside of torpedoes here. They're probably going to change their direction, but if we send out a little spread, we might catch something or at least force them to maneuver. All right, we have a strike taking off, so the second strike's on the way now. Feels like they're faster than us. They're not. They're only 22 knots. Fire torpedoes. Ooh, ooh, excellent. Well, that slowed them down immediately. Let's fire off a follow up. Boy, they are like on top of us. Look how fast they're coming in. Oh, I thought if we could hit that worth again. Let's give it one more try. Keep firing at the same target. And then we're going to turn. We got some destroyers on the way here, too. We should have. There's the airstrike up north. All right, the Worth turned. So let's get our light cruisers out of there. We're going to turn the Napoli back around. He's still okay. He's taken some hits. He's got structure damage. Let's fire at this guy. Fire off another good salvo here if we can. We'd like to save a few of our torpedoes if possible. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we'd like to save a few of our torpedoes if possible to try to finish off that worth up there. So we just lost an aircraft to a destroyer. They're torpedo bombing the destroyer. I told them to go after capital ships, after battleships. Well, we allegedly hit something with a torpedo, although these pilot reports are not very reliable in general. All right, let's bring our light cruisers back up here to hopefully try to finish off that destroyer. We're turning the carrier south again. Let's slow the Napoli down by -2 for some better gunnery. And we're going to delete. We're going to delete the old reports. Well, this might be the old reports that I left. All right, we hit the Koenig with another 12-inch round. I don't think it's going to do much, but we need to adjust the Napoli. It just took a near miss. When you get near misses, that means they've got you kind of zeroed in a little bit. All right, this is our chance. We're going to fire 2 salvos, one, and then we're going to fire from the rear one to get a better spread. And then this one here is just going to retreat back home, I guess. And now we're going to wait for these to get, yep, he's maneuvering, so we're going to, this look okay. Now he's dodging it, okay. So we can cut the Napoli across like this now. And we're getting hit pretty hard by the secondaries. Okay. Well, we're probably going to lose a destroyer or two here in this effort. But we can bring this one back north. And bring over the light cruisers. They are empty on torpedoes, but they can maybe deal with that destroyer. That torpedo salvo looks pretty good. Look at that. Okay. Now we can fire off one more salvo at the Worth. It's a lot of effort for one battleship, but it is, it's a battleship. So then our battle cruiser will actually come down here and try to finish off the enemy. Let's start heading towards the coast with our damage to destroyers. And I do have, I didn't mean to do it when I built those battle cruisers, but they do have a torpedo, a submerged torpedo on each side, I believe. Okay, so the Worth is dead in the water. It's got heavy damage. Let's fire off a torpedo. in turn. There we go. That should do it. Now go up here and confront this other battleship. Might be time to, oops, might be time to ready up another strike. Okay, let's turn north with the carrier. So it's we're just microing the battle cruiser now. We're aiming to get behind the destroyer and hit him with our secondaries. I don't know what kind of secondaries we have. 10 6-inch. So it's nothing impressive. But we are hitting the Koenig with 12-inch rounds again. It's definitely going to make him think twice. Although he's pushing in pretty hard. What if I fire a torpedo at him? Just one Hail Mary torpedo. Nope, nothing. Okay. How's our airstrike look? They are ready. Okay, we're going to target the Koenig. We're going to select ready and launch the strike. We're not coordinating. Just go. Go with what you got. How's the Napoli look here? 26% damage. Still good enough to fight. He's not on fire or anything, is he? No. We're straddling him. There's another hit. I'm not sure if he's withdrawing or what, but we're going to start aiming our ships that we're trying to recover down towards the port there. Well, here comes an airstrike. Unfortunately, that airstrike is going to end up over here by these destroyers instead of down here at the battleship. Well, they'll attack the destroyers, I guess. Well, I think they probably hit one of those destroyers that was already like sitting dead in the water. They do like to attack stuff that's already sinking. All right, we're just about out of ammo in the Napoli, so we're gonna turn it around. We're gonna send the carrier home. It's nighttime anyhow. We have a lot of landing accidents probably. All right, we'll find out how we did here. We definitely got at least one battleship. All righty, get in there. All right, so we did light damage to a battleship and a battle cruiser, but we sank a battleship and a destroyer in exchange for one of our destroyers sunk. Not too shabby. Ship details. We sank the Westfalen. It should be the Verth class instead of the Worth. Vorth. I don't know. But we scored 4 torpedo hits on it, and that was all she wrote. Let's check out our air details. So we launched 51 aircraft. We lost 1 in total to that little destroyer popping away with his destroyer guns. We scored 2 torpedo hits. And that was basically it. A couple of torpedo hits. Ship details. Where's the Westfalen? Was it hit by a? Hang on. This is one way to tell. Actually, no, I can't. I can't tell. The destroyer got hit by one. The destroyer got hit by one. Those are probably the two air-launched torpedoes that hit. Cool. That should seriously hamper their efforts to mess with us in the Indian Ocean. Crush them. Keep going. New torpedo bombers. All right, so we get a little bit more speed, about 10 knots. The range definitely increases on most of these models here. And the bomb load doesn't really matter that much. We just care about the torpedo. So let's take a look at the 247 range. It loses a maneuverability, it loses a toughness, but it doubles the range. I think that's worth it. We can launch some pretty long range strikes. We're losing subs again. All right, let's rework this design here. We want to add director and AA director, was it? What the heck was it? Right, oh, AA directors, here we go. We can add one. That'll give us, yeah, that we can add one on there. So let's finish that. It's going to take another month to figure out how to squeeze that thing on there. But we'll do that next time. I don't want to press the button again and get into another battle because we are 50 minutes in. It's a long episode, but hey, we had our first carrier battles of the war here, like the first carrier strikes. Might even be the first carrier strikes, like, ever. Like, as far as this game is concerned, like this timeline, like we might have launched the first, in anger carrier strikes. In fact, I think we're the only ones operating aircraft carriers, although, no, Britain has one. Actually, a couple nations have one in service. The US has two already. Never mind. I thought we were doing okay. We're still the only ones using battleships, so we need to get rid of those things when we can after the war somehow, hopefully when these Regina Alinas are finished. All right. Save the game. Save the whatever, just so I remember next time. And I'll get out of here, and I will see you next time.